Gratitude. So that is the one-word summary for our readings this Sunday, the 28th Sunday of Ordinary Time. Our second reading, we continue to read from the second letter of Paul to Timothy. Paul is sitting in prison in Rome and is writing to his protege, Timothy, encouraging him to keep the faith, pointing out to him the persecutions that Paul himself went through, and encouraging him to continue to preach about Christ despite persecution and suffering. He encourages them with what scholars believe is a hymn of the early church on the faithfulness to Christ. Our first reading is the story about Elisha, the prophet that followed Elijah, and Naaman, a Syrian general. Naaman, who has leprosy and is the general of an army that's the enemy, comes to Elisha to ask him for a cure for his leprosy. Elisha tells him to go down to the river Jordan and wash there. And Naaman, who's skeptical about trusting in this God that he doesn't know versus his own gods, and such an ordinary thing to do, is resistant to go down there. But a servant tells him to go down. And he goes down to the Jordan River and bathes in it, and sure enough, his leprosy is cured. And so he recognizes the truth of the one real God, and he comes back to Elisha to thank him. And Elisha says, no, thank God. And so he offers grateful worship to God, the true God. Similarly, in our gospel, it is a foreigner, a Samaritan, who offers grateful worship to God. Samaritans were a mixed race. They were in part of the old northern Israel, and when they had gone into exile, they had intermarriages. They practiced basically the same religion as the Jews, although with some differences, a different temple and different laws and all. But they were really relatives of the Jewish people, but were hated by the Jewish people. Jesus cures 10 people, one a Samaritan. And it is that Samaritan, that foreigner, that hated person, that comes back and offers grateful worship to Jesus. We all need to be thankful, have that attitude of gratitude, offer grateful worship. So here's a couple of questions. When am I sincerely grateful for the way Jesus touches and heals me? Or when do I take those aspects of my life more or less for granted? The second question, do I tend to pass on God's providential care in my life as good luck? Or will I express thankfulness in a way that is a faith response?